So these larger magnets will be glued into there. These are going to be inserted on the slots that are on the side. So when you're gluing the magnets, it comes with 2 usually, and you stack them so that way it can fit towards the outside of wherever you're sinking it into. Because, like, for example, these pieces, it was shallow enough to fit 1 piece, and it only needs to have 1 magnet on this side, because honestly the other magnets that's inside the head, it's going to be this one, which is thicker, so it'll be able to go through the ABS. The tail, however, has to go through a little bit thicker of a piece. So they gave you 2 magnets and they stack up on each other. So there's actually 2 magnets in this one. And there should be 2 magnets in here, because as you can see, that's only 1 magnet. So it's not going to reach the outside of the ABS, so you need to stack another one on top of it. Now I would say that you should glue the other magnet on top of the other one, just so you can have them just kind of stick together and there's not going to be any sliding, or, you know, this other magnet's not going to want to jump off to go to another magnet if it, or anything, for any reason really. So this is all a learning experience for me too, because like I said, I normally don't handle a lot of Anthro dolls that require like magnetic pieces to put in. So just as a word from the wise that I'm learning right now, this metal piece is in here too, so it's wanting to stick to that piece, so I'm really trying to separate it from that piece so it doesn't pop out. Standard super glue, it says that it only takes like 5 seconds to dry. I don't think so. I think it's going to take more time than that. So I'm going to just really just press on it, and I'm going to let it set for probably a good 5 minutes versus 5 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to try to leave her like that. I know that looks extremely bad, but I really don't want the magnets to jump on each other. In the meantime, you'll notice that right here on the head I marked off 3 places. The reason why I've marked off 3 places in her head is that Hujoo has decided to give you some options as far as placement for the ears. When I say that, usually, because sometimes they don't have these like pieces that you can glue in, like a socket for you to glue in, or a slot for you to glue in the magnet. So traditionally, like, one of the ways that you would do it is that you would get your magnet, you'd put it inside of your wig here, and then your ear, or whatever piece that you're choosing to put on, would just essentially be on the wig. So you could just do it this way. But they've decided to go ahead and give you guys that extra option of having it put in place like forever, so you don't have to worry about every time you're switching out a wig or moving the wig that, you know, oh, now I gotta take out the magnet and like reposition it and stuff. Now they have the slots inside of the head here that you can choose. So they have like a really high ear position, which is at the top right here. They have like a medium kind of section, and then they have a really low part where you can put it. I would probably put it like either high or medium, just because these ears are really big, and so like as you can see, it's going to depend on where you put it to where you're going to have to position your ears. This is medium, so maybe medium or high. Low, if you put it on the low part, know that you're going to have to either swing your ears back or swing them forward a bit. I would love to say that you can just go ahead and put it on this way, like this, like just have the ears already attached, but once again, there's another piece of metal up here that it might get attracted to. You can slip it on, but know that the instant that you take off your ear, your magnet is probably going to fly to that center metal piece. So I don't know, I would think that I would still want to go ahead and glue it in, just because I don't want to have to deal with that hassle, like if I happen to take off an ear and then the magnet's not going to have anywhere to stay, so it's going to jump to that metal piece. So you can see that was the middle place right here. So that's kind of like where her ears would be if you have them there. If you're having to take it off, she's not moving right now, but if I were to stand her up, the magnets are probably going to jump to each other. Yeah. You hear that? Yay! Look at that. They both jumped out. You're really gonna probably want to glue it in to one of the slots that you like the most. And I have gone ahead and marked off the head so that way you can see where the slots are from the outside. So you can see I made 3 marks. There's 1, 2, and 3. So there's 3 spots to where you can have your ear. You can have it up high, which would be about here. You can have it in the middle, which is going to be about here. And then you can have it at the bottom, but if you have it at the bottom, you're probably going to have to swing it out towards the front. So those are your options for your magnets. And like I said, whenever you put in your magnets, give it a lot of time, just because these are really strong magnets. So even though you give it 5 seconds to try to harden and stay in one spot, it'll probably pop out of its slot because it needs a lot more time for it to, for the glue to dry and to settle in. So.